You guys seen Dana White do that? What's up, everybody?
Bro, so many people do that.
Let's do that again.
We should do it.
What's up, everybody? It's your boys back.
What's good, YouTube? It's your
Again.
favorite boys.
With meaning this time.
Hey, we're in a different spot.
It just keeps changing every time.
We're in a different spot. But this is our room now. But stay tuned on the sound. Stay tuned on the decorations and the sheet here, because we're gonna get better than this. We promise you. But just fucking give us a chance.
It doesn't get much better.
But as you can see, like, we're just climbing up the ranks every time. We move from my lounge room to Charlie's lounge room. Now we're in a room.
We're climbing
We're
that ladder.
gonna soundproof this room.
Climbing the ladder of success.
I don't want to cut Sammy off.
Yeah. So this week we're gonna work on our cutting off skills.
Yeah.
We're gonna. We're gonna work on.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna try and let someone finish their sentence tonight. Apologies to Kitty. Not sure if anyone else noticed, but we were pretty fucking terrible. So introducing my boy to my left, as always, the host with the most, the Persian, the Persian incursion, the last immortal, the
Persian Nightmare.
Prince of Persia.
the chemist with the
Menace.
the menace and the dentist. Sama, how are you?
Big Summer. Big Farmer.
Big Sama. Hey, did you
Farmer
make that up
Summer.
this week?
Nah, man.
It's been around for a while.
People have been calling me that shit for a while.
Big Sama, I like it. Let's roll
Big
with
Sama,
that.
yeah.
Big Sama. How are you?
Guys, before we start, I'd like to get some plugs out. Shout out Pfizer for
It's the first propaganda I've heard today. But how are you? All right.
Good, man. Good. Speaking of first propaganda, the other week I posted a status. It was flat out propaganda. But Charlie hasn't been on Facebook or any socials in a little while. And he posted something on my status saying, I haven't been on socials for 2 weeks straight. And this is the first piece of propaganda I read.
I was bombarded.
I was bombarded with it.
Yeah.
It was propaganda.
It's propaganda.
But anyway, speaking of our boy,
Charlie.
Charles.
Here I am.
What's some cool nicknames for Charles?
Shirls.
Shirls?
Shirlinator.
My mum calls me Char.
Char? I like Char.
Maybe not.
Maybe not Char. But we need some
What?
cool nicknames. The redneck.
Nah. Shell's probably the best I got.
I'm trying to think of some like descriptive nicknames.
Oh,
The redneck with the
the best neck. I should be a rapper.
the redneck with the bed wet.
Best.
Ooh.
The redneck with the best sex.
You need to dry your
No.
dry sheets, Charles.
What are you talking about?
Dry cleaner.
Can you be specific? Oh yeah, I did actually.
You take your sheets to the dry cleaner. lately?
Bessie had an accident today.
Bessie.
Yeah. So
Just Bessie?
Just Bessie.
And only Bessie.
Only Bessie.
No one else.
Yes, that's correct.
So what's new, fam? What's new in the life?
Can someone introduce me?
I'm asking you, what's new?
Well, first, before we get into me, because you know I can go
Just keep going.
on that topic for a little while. Like and subscribe, everybody.
Please.
Kaylin, drop a little button here. You don't have to. It doesn't have to be a clickable button.
Did we
but
get?
Just say subscribe.
Did we get those like 10?
Charlie, check the
subscribers last time?
YouTube.
Did
Check
we?
the YouTube.
Here we go.
Please.
If we didn't get 10 likes, I'm gonna fucking cry.
We're putting you guys on notice, alright? We're gonna be watching this.
10 likes on this video. If you do 10 likes on this video,
I'll punch Matt in the face.
no, that's
So
video.
which one are we going off?
The kitty one. What's the kitty demographics? Oh, Charles, you got to be quicker than this, man.
No, yeah, that's right.
Alright.
We set it 10 likes.
Alright.
We set it 10 likes.
So.
10?
Yeah,
Was it? We got 10 likes.
we got 10 likes.
Yes.
Oh, hang on, we have a dislike too. What's going on there?
We've been
Psych.
Guys, we're gonna do a 20 like giveaway.
A 20 like giveaway.
20 like giveaway. So if we can get to 20 likes, we're going to do a giveaway on the next podcast. And we're going to figure out what that is in that time.
Hang on. We just got 11 likes because I realised I hadn't liked it.
Oh, you dog.
12.
We'll go 12 likes is the minimum requirement for this video.
And
So
if
if you're watching it right now, because I know we do get these views, just fucking pause the video, click the like button, click the subscribe button, and carry on.
Pro tip, you don't even need to pause the video.
You
Yeah,
don't
It's
Hang on.
simple as
even
that.
need
We have
to.
this here. We have 137 views, but we don't have 137 likes. Something up, yeah. I'm not a mathematician, but
Let's
something's
not be
going on.
selfish lovers, guys. Let's not be selfish lovers, alright?
Hey, we're fulfilling our end of the bargain.
It's about reciprocation. Alright?
Are you being a selfish lover? Are you?
Tell me, Matthew, seriously, what's going on? Like your life's picked up in the last week.
Has it?
It has picked up.
Oh, yes. No, I'm back.
Yeah, you're
I'm
back.
back. I had depression, and now I don't.
You got Australian this step.
Yeah, no, like, it's good.
Is there a step in your stride? Stride in
You know,
your
the
step?
clippers on the hedges.
Yeah, so we're back to exercising outdoors.
So yeah, I started working in this week. I'm only allowed 1 day, which is completely.
Oh, you're
okay.
allowed back.
Outdoors,
I
yes.
can really not keep up.
But I think not anymore unless I'm vaccinated.
Well,
The
I
authorised
think
worker list.
25th of October, that becomes a thing.
It's the 15th, isn't it?
Is it the 15th of
We
October?
got 14 days of freedom.
Do you want to know what's crazy? Sports people have to get it too.
Yeah,
So,
even AFL players. I saw that today.
all fighters have to.
Well, it's your workplace, right?
Yeah. So,
How do you feel about being a professional now?
well, fine, because I'm vaccinated.
Because I'm a shit.
Yeah, but I think it's wrong, man. It's wrong.
Do you actually think that?
I think it's wrong to force it.
Yeah.
I'd like everyone to get vaccinated off their own accord, but I think
What about coercion being consent?
yeah, of course.
Mm.
I think that's great.
Mm.
I think that's it.
But on that note, you said it's not right to force it, but you have been quoted before saying, what did you say? You've been quoted before saying they have to force it or else no one will get it.
I'm going to take a page out of my boy Dan Andrews' book. No.
Daddy?
The notion that I would say that is just absolutely ridiculous.
I deny all fault.
No, yeah, I don't think anyone would want to take the risk because they don't see any reward. So from the government's point of view, they know that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way they're going to get people vaccinated. Because I think otherwise the vaccination rates will be like...
Well, what are we at now?
We're at 80% first dose
50,
and 50% double dose.
Which is pretty fucking crazy.
It's pretty good effort, though.
It's a good effort.
Yeah. There's a massive scare tactic. And
Shout out coercion.
Yeah.
It's a massive campaign they're doing to get as many people vaccinated. Well, they're doing the right thing, but like the way they're going about it's a little bit.
I definitely see the draconian measures thing. I think the sort of like I'm team vaccine. Yeah, team vaccine.
But you still believe freedom of choice.
We won! We won!
Suck on that.
Victory.
Champions, we are the champions.
We are the champions.
Get on with it.
My unvaxxed friend.
We are running out of time.
Yeah, I think I can definitely see when people say the draconian measures are pretty evident. And I think it's a little bit disappointing that we have to get to that, but I suppose I don't think we've ever really had to deal with anything like this before. It's unprecedented.
Mm-hmm.
My thing that is sort of like a little bit shit go is that they've thrown businesses under the bus by saying we have indemnity as a government, we have indemnity. But you guys are forced to enforce that law.
Yeah,
Even if you don't want to.
Even if you don't want to, so that companies can get sued because there's heaps of fair work cases going on, but obviously the government can't. So it's a little bit,
If only we had a constitution to protect us.
it doesn't matter because the state of emergency laws explicitly say they override any form of legislation. Be it Commonwealth or state law, anything.
So I think America has something in place, like in their constitution, that like overrides that again. But we don't, obviously.
Yeah, so in their constitutions, the way when they wrote it stands over anything else.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If only we had like a real constitution.
That was like that.
Yeah, like I was saying, like our constitution is obviously meaningless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard for us to have a constitution, I think, because we're still part of the Commonwealth. So America wrote that constitution when they claimed
Became a
independence.
free country.
Yeah. The battle for independence.
Doesn't need updating though. It's perfect.
You can't amend an amendment.
No, exactly.
Can't change the Second Amendment. Is it the Second Amendment?
It's called an amendment.
As soon as they were finished, they were like, hang on, we left one thing out. We need to be able to say whatever we like.
Yeah.
And also, we need guns.
Hang on, we fucked up. We need to go back. We need to change that shit.
And finally, this is how we ensure that everyone has their freedoms. Also, guns.
But so on that, right? So the government, there's no mandate that they have to be vaccinated, right?
It's a directive, which is a mandate. When you say the government, like, as in, do you mean the actual politicians don't have to be vaccinated?
So businesses, they've got this mandate, right? Businesses like if I don't know which business.
Bunnings. Let's just say Bunnings for
Let's say Bunnings. So every worker at Bunnings has to be vaccinated, right?
Yeah.
Right now, or as of today.
Right, as of today.
15th.
They have to be double jabbed or have one jab.
First jab by the 15th, I think.
By the 20th.
I could be wrong.
Okay, let's just
by
say
the
that.
29th of October,
Courses
they
for
have to
courses.
have, by the 29th of October, so from the 15th, they need to have their first jab unless they have a booking, which is up to the 29th of
Look at
October.
the propaganda machine just spitting out
Full
facts.
swing. Yeah.
Hey, stay educated.
How much are they paying you?
I can't disclose that information at this stage.
But so Bunnings have to do that. I'm pretty sure there's nothing in place for the politicians at the moment, and that's why the big kerfuffle is because, like,
Oh, really? Is there nothing like that?
fuck, I could be spreading fake news.
No,
but
there's
I'm pretty sure.
Like
there's
Scott
not.
Morrison's always had a hard stance against mandatory vaccines because he came out initially and said it will be mandatory, and there was backlash, so we had to backflip on that. And now he's saying that it's like he doesn't really support it. Is that right? Like he's come out today and said that.
Well, no,
Recently?
he supports vaccines.
But the way they're going about
No,
it.
he doesn't support lockdowns.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah, so he says that once so he's the one who set out the roadmap and said once we achieve our lockdown quota,
It was
our
Andrews.
vaccination quotas, that he would like the premiers to make good on their promise to open up.
And so, on that, we were speaking during the week about the state of emergency and the mandating. Do you want to tell everyone at home what you told me?
Yeah, of course. It's actually interesting because the Voice for Victoria posted this today. So I think it's like a very common theme that people are discussing right now. But I was looking in the legislation. So what gives the state government the powers to override laws, you know, the freedom of movement in the Charter of Human Rights Act and all that stuff, is the state of emergency powers, which is in the emergency management plan. No, that's the state of disaster, which is in the public health plan or something like that.
Yep.
And that explicitly outlines that the chief health officer has the power to make
rulings.
any pretty much
Any rules
override,
he wants.
and pretty much to override any of the legislation that's currently in place if it was deemed as interfering to the public health response. So I'm not gonna have this repeat again.
Bruh.
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 Bruh. So yeah, that's gonna end officially. Going to end on the, don't quote me, 26th of December.
Sometime in December.
13th of December.
I think it's just before Christmas.
Yeah, and so people might be hearing that it gets extended. So it lasts a month. They can extend it again without taking it to Parliament for the period of 12 months, so long as they keep reporting to Parliament.
But they did go to Parliament like a year ago.
So
Which is fishy because that's where it gets scratchy because there hasn't been any in-house sittings for all this time.
So Parliament usually only sits about 67 days out of the year anyways.
Yeah.
They postponed, there was one sitting that was meant to be in the last 3 months. They postponed that obviously because of the lockdowns. But they still address it to the clerks, which then distribute it to all the front benches. So they're still, I suppose, meeting that. But what Charlie mentioned was that last year they took it to Parliament, they amended it, taking away our gun laws. They amended it to last an extra 12 months.
Yep.
So then they reinvoked it. It gave them an extra 12 months after the 6 month had already passed. And that 12 months is set to end on sometime in December.
Will they give them another year? That's the question.
Well, at the time where they amended that that legislation,
No one was vaccinated.
no one was vaccinated. There was no plan. There was no vaccines. So Scott Morrison, was for extending it. I would imagine.
Well, without that emergency power, they couldn't really enforce anything, right?
We're playing footsies under the table.
Without that
I feel
emergency
left out. I feel left out.
I'm not playing
Fine,
footsies.
fine. Yeah, but without that emergency power, they couldn't really do anything, right? They couldn't enforce fines. They couldn't, we wouldn't have to listen to them.
Well, I'll get to that. That's interesting too. But basically, I don't believe that the Nationals will back the state leaders to amend it again because they're ready to open up the international borders. They're ready to get the economy back rolling. People are getting
As soon
vaccinated.
as the vaccination targets are hit.
It doesn't have to be backed by the Nationals. I thought it was a state.
Yeah, no. So So to change any piece of legislation, it needs to go through the lower and upper house. So the upper house is the Nationals, which is like the Liberals who are in power.
Yeah.
So it needs Labor will say, yep, cool. Dan Andrews is like, yep, cool. Then they have to submit it to the upper house, which will be like ScoMo and all the other front benches.
Dan Andrews is Labor.
Yeah, what did I say?
Liberal.
No, you said.
No,
I
he
said
said-
Labor.
Check the footage.
But like when they have their like Victorian Parliament, obviously like there's a Liberal and Labor in Victoria, and like they have their own like bipartisan agreement on that. But,
Yeah.
like, that was internal, nothing that like it was just inside the state, right?
Yeah,
You're saying now it has to go outside.
it's got to go to federal too. So federal needs.
But it didn't last time.
No, last time it did too.
Oh really? And they approved it straight away.
Correct.
But now they might not get the same backing.
That's what I think. Yeah, because
ScoMo seems to, every time he talks, he's talking about once the vaccination rates are hit,
Yeah,
let's
well,
open up.
he's quite conservative, right?
Yeah.
He's obviously a liberal.
Yeah. And I suppose liberals are all for the economy.
The economy.
Yeah.
And so this leads me to believe that this whole campaign is
Mandating.
is to get everyone up in
As
arms
much as they can.
as quick as possible to get everyone vaccinated, because if they had the power longer, 6 months, maybe another year, I dare say they would just go about it and say, all right, everyone get vaccinated in your own time, whatever. But obviously, it's not about if people will get vaccinated or not. It's about rushing to get them vaccinated. It's so that they don't dilly dally, so they can open the economy up.
By any means necessary.
So
Yeah,
what you were saying to me the other night is that you think that these mandates might only be in place, and this is what Victoria was saying today, for 8 to 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Yeah.
And then by the time that the state of emergency runs out,
Yeah.
those mandates could be scrapped because they don't have those powers anymore.
Correct.
Because we're by fucking December, what are we? 80% fully vaxxed?
We'll get to 90%.
Yeah,
Saying
85,
like mid
90%.
next month, they're saying by the end of next month we'll like hit our targets.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah. So I reckon by December we'll be 90% fully vaxxed.
And then there might be like a couple 8 to 10 weeks tough for unvaxxed people who
Correct.
they can't go to restaurants, they can't do this, they can't do they can't go to work.
Yeah.
All these things that they want to do.
With no keep in mind COVID relief payment.
Yes, which is the big one.
That'll be around for another 6 weeks, they're saying.
So up until they get to 70%. When they get to 70%, they're gonna make people apply for fully vax. Yeah, make people apply for it week by week. Then when it gets to 80%, they're gonna get like 1 or 2 more reapplications.
Actually, I didn't get paid this week.
You get paid later. You get paid later.
No, I actually didn't get paid. Do I have to apply for it?
No, you'll get paid later.
I got paid.
You got your selling payment?
Free money.
I don't think I did.
You'll get paid later.
Bunch of dogs.
That's your job. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's happening, and then after that, Mystic Mac's predictions are going to be that we're going to have a long and prosperous good time after that. Because you look at some of the countries now who have hit their vaccine quotas,
Like UK.
UK, Denmark, UAE,
Sweden.
they're all open.
Well, a lot of the
No comments at this time.
a lot of places in the US are fucking having heaps of fun. All the rappers,
Florida.
all the rappers are touring again.
Florida, Texas, they're all opened up.
speaking of America, I think there's 4 or 5 pretty high profile basketballers that are declining.
I did see that.
Declining the backs.
Yeah, they're coming out publicly talking about it.
Coming out publicly. There's 5 of them. It's Jonathan Isaac, who is one of my boys.
I think I saw that guy. He was a G.
Andrew Wiggins, who was the number 1 draft pick.
Was that cultural appropriation just then?
What did he say?
He was a G.
Jonathan Isaac, who's on maybe 17 mil a year. Andrew Wiggins, who's on 26 mil a year. Bradley Beal, who's on like 40 mil a year.
They're going to take down the economy.
And Kyrie Irving, who's on about 40 mil a year. But the thing is Andrew Wiggins plays in San Francisco and Kyrie plays in Brooklyn. And
LA's pretty hard, I know that.
They're the mandated areas, right? Yeah. So you can't enter a sporting venue in Brooklyn if you're unvaxxed, right?
What's going to happen?
So they play 82 games a year. 41 of those are at your home court. So we're looking at a situation where he can't play 41 of the games.
What's the implication?
And the ones in
what
San Francisco.
What does his contract say? Does his contract say he still gets paid?
He won't get paid for it, and he'll get fined like $400,000 a game.
Wait, he's going to get paid like half his contract, or what's going to happen? No contract money.
No, he'll get paid his contract, but I think he gets fined or misses out on $400,000 a game.
Well, they've already come out publicly and said we're going to do this now, so they're kind of hell bent on doing it, aren't they?
Yeah. So it's going to be really interesting. I'll tell you what, like the players' union haven't mandated anything.
Yeah. Okay.
The players' union haven't mandated like.
Are they saying now? NBA is usually really political though.
Very political.
Yeah, and their ratings have actually taken like a massive dive. I'd say the NFL too. I see a lot of this on the podcast.
NFL is less political.
But they're taking knees and stuff. They're doing things.
What happened with that NFL ad, or was it an NBA ad during that?
Colin Kaepernick?
Yeah, and they had so much public backlash.
No, but I'll tell you what, they, I'm not going to try and tell you the facts, but they...
But he is.
No, they skyrocketed.
After
that? They got so much public backlash, but their stocks went fucking through the roof, I think.
I suppose...
NBA.
No, this is Colin Kaepernick was a quarterback.
Oh, okay, right.
And he 3-4 years ago took a is this what you're talking about?
Yeah.
You got to do with the afro?
Yeah.
Took a knee during the national anthem because of police brutality. It wasn't George Floyd. It wasn't any of these high profile ones. It was a high profile one.
It was actually one in
it's a rear naked choke.
It was.
Was it the cigarettes?
Yeah, the cigarette. The really big guy.
What's his fucking name?
I don't know now.
Trey.
Yeah.
I'm a legend like Trey.
His name.
Pretty sure it was Tremont.
Well, you post black squares. You should know.
But he took a knee.
Yeah. I remember that.
And he was the first person to like ever take a knee for the national anthem. In like
they don't like that.
The current
It's
and obviously all the Texans and everything, all the Republicans and whatnot went fucking bananas. But then like last year they came out and Nike he hasn't played an NFL game since that day.
Wait.
That day he got fully cancelled. Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I just slipped at it.
Wait.
No.
He got cancelled.
He got fucked on. He got
Like so the right wing culture cancelled him.
Yeah.
You're like Charlie's like that goes against everything.
Wait,
what? How does that even happen? Sure.
So I'm pretty sure that was his last game. Maybe he finished.
He retired.
No, maybe he finished out the season, but he was trying to get a gig, because like all sports are like left wing politically correct because they sort of have to be.
Yeah.
But especially like the top dogs in the NFL and stuff, they're all fucking old rich white men. Do you know what I mean? The owners and shit.
But what he did was politically correct, right?
Yeah. What he did was politically correct. But all the owners of the teams, who are the ones that make the decisions, they're old rich white men from Texas.
Now I understand.
Do you know what I mean?
They're like, that's cool.
So they're like,
we haven't got a spot for you this year.
They're saying to their fucking the bloke who picks the players for the team, the general manager, they're like, you fucking pick Kaepernick and you're done.
They're like, we stand with you. We stand with you. Get rid of him.
Yeah.
What
the NFL actually did was the NFL, like a year or two later, held a fucking private workout for him where every NFL team had to come and watch him train as like a public workout, so they were trying to get him back in the league,
Mm.
but he's not very good.
Kaepernick.
Yeah.
Colin Kaepernick. He's just not very good.
Anymore, or he's never good?
He was never
really
good.
Oh, well, you can't be doing that stuff if you're not that good.
He had like one okay season, but he was never.
He's no Tom Brady.
Yeah,
no, he never had a winning. If Tom Brady did it, it's different. Do you know what I mean? This is what I was
he's
about to
actually
say.
He should have gotten some of Tom Brady's.
Genetics.
Yeah.
But
Some shedding.
But I was about to say that about the basketball. Like Kyrie Irving is a huge, and Bradley Beal a huge basketballers. They're both like 5-time All Stars. But like it would be interesting to see what happened if it was LeBron, if it was Durant, if it was Steph Curry. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're all vaccinated, but if it was these big motherfuckers that make the league, if they're the ones that went, nah, I'm not doing this.
The NBA.
It would be so interesting to see.
Yeah.
Like, because there's only 5 of them. There's like 500 players in the league. There's only 5 of them that are. I'm pretty sure that NBA players are 90% vaxxed now, fully vaxxed.
Oh really?
But
For real?
so they're gonna have a hard time, these 5 players. But if it was a bit bigger, it would have been interesting. But when it's just 5 players,
it's always hard being a minority. It's always hard.
Marginalised.
I'm glad.
You stand with them.
I'm glad you guys know what it feels like now.
We do, don't we?
Yeah.
I'm getting cancelled for
Welcome. And we're getting cancel cultured.
Do you want to talk about cancel culture?
We're not even on Spotify and we're getting cancelled already. We haven't even got a chance to get cancelled.
No, YouTube will cancel us before anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's the more cancelled?
YouTube.
YouTube?
Yeah, Joe Rogan actually left YouTube because they were so cancel culture and went to Spotify.
But they wouldn't cancel him on YouTube, surely not.
I think
they couldn't.
No, I think they threatened to. He had a little bit of a scuffle.
And then he kicked him a few times. He did a few bad kicks, and
just did run. Have you guys seen Joe Rogan's spinning back kicks?
Fuck yeah. That's the one that's
put
where
that
it's
up
like
here, put that up here, Callan.
Can we get that happening? Just roll.
So it's not a spin, it's a turn.
Yes. And he just generates so much force.
It's insane.
He's an old man on TRT. He fucking...
And you know...
He feels his body so perfectly.
You know what makes it so remarkable is that he never puts up any videos of him really training. Or, He's not one of those on that grind sort of people.
No.
So you don't see the work he puts in. So when you see the results, it's just so...
surprising.
Yeah, because have you seen him?
He's an OG.
He's fucking jacked.
He was a black belt at like 20 years old or something. Or like before, maybe like when he was 16.
Have you seen him at one of his stand-up shows? He's just wearing some like loose-ass shirt.
The blue shirt, the most
blue
recent
shirt,
one.
yeah,
I think it's Triggered. Triggered,
yeah.
Triggered was better than Strange Times, but man was Triggered good.
Triggered was funny as
I watched
well.
it with the Kingpin and we were just bawling our eyes out for like an hour and a half straight.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what though, I really think in the last like 6 months to a year, Joe started to like...
Slow down.
No, not slow down. He started to...
Lost his edge?
He's affected by like the current climate of the world now. I feel like every time I watch a Joe Rogan clip, or there's let's say just an 11-minute clip on YouTube, he's guaranteed in every single one to start complaining about cancel culture, vaccine mandates,
What else is there to talk about?
But do you know what I mean? Like, usually he would just be like, shut the fuck up. Like, but it's really annoying and you can see it in his face.
He's upset.
He's upset.
Man on edge.
We're all upset.
Yeah.
We're all fucking
Well, they're
upset.
going through what we went through. We're going through what they went through a year ago.
Except they never had like this crazy harsh world record lockdown.
Well, isn't it? I'm just trying so hard not to cut anyone. And we're doing. Can I just?
No, we're doing great.
We're just doing really good. Guys, we deserve like an extra 3 likes on this.
3 likes, drop.
I'll make another count and like it.
Well, isn't that the theme though? That the US always sets the mark for us. And when we look at what's currently going on there, we're like, you guys are idiots.
Yeah.
And then it starts happening to us like months later. Cancel culture is so big there right now, especially because there is a really big divide between conservatives and progressives. So, whereas not so much here, like there's a bit of a mix. Like you don't find too many right-wing conservatives here.
America is Australia on like
Steroid.
every steroid there is. Like,
Australia's very diluted.
yeah, everything's just bigger. The personalities for each side are just crazier and crazier. Like, continue.
You got to watch out for those neo-Nazis though at the CFMEU rally.
Hey, there's a protest at Knox today.
Was it?
There was a protest at
I
Knox.
did a drive-by. I couldn't find it, but then I went on Arby's Instagram afterwards, or it came up, and yeah, there was
Knox
legit
City Shopping Centre.
teachers.
There were teachers.
Teachers.
Really?
And the cops were the fucking
No, but they
cops
weren't
there.
just teachers. They were neo-Nazi teachers.
I used to do protests back in the day. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you protest?
I used to protest being an Eshe. And not bus base.
Protest every Friday between 3 and 4.
Until I finally got my way. Speaking of school teachers, shout out Olga Meagley.
Yes.
This
Yes.
is fire. This is fire. So today, just going about my day, and I see Matt tag me in something on Facebook, and here it is, a prep art teacher
Oh yeah.
just roasting people on
Roast in a Facebook argument with Sammy Lamarca.
Shout out,
Shout out Sammy Lamarca and shout out
Friend
Mrs. Meagley. They were in an argument.
She was very well spoken, don't you think?
Oh, very well spoken.
For an art teacher.
For an art teacher. I mean,
Well, she's an art teacher. She's probably progressive as fuck, right?
Yeah, maybe.
yeah, and
Hopefully she's
massive
watching.
respect to the arts teachers.
Yes.
Okay?
We
The
need
arts
you.
are a very necessary part of our culture. But she was laying Samad politically correct. I'm saving us from cancelling.
Hey, we're a part of the entertainment industry now. Does arts fall under that?
Yeah. The
We're
arts,
with you. We stand with you.
We do stand. So, what happened to these protests?
It was just teachers. They were along Belt Highway.
They were socially
They were,
distanced.
everyone was socially distant. Everyone was wearing a mask, and they just like had signs and shit.
See, I vibe with a socially distanced
Yeah, go.
protest, because I suppose the tradie protest that went on in the city would have so much more power if they didn't bottle the crap out of the CFMEU
Did that
to
happen?
start with.
That would go wild.
What's this
But on that note, like this is what I've said to people all fucking week. If you back a dog into a corner, the dog's gonna fucking bite you. Do you know what I mean? And so like that. I've gone back and looked at the video of them like trying to storm the storm the union a couple of times, and I've gone, oh, this was pretty crazy.
Yeah, it got pretty heated there.
Like the video from inside the union, and Caitlin, if you want to drop
Hold
it,
the line, boys!
where they're like holding the chairs.
Put inside
And
there.
Imagine being in there and like not even agreeing
Yeah.
with the mandate. You're just like a worker, and you just got caught in there or something.
That admin chick's like, oh jeez. They got
That-
the hose, Brittany.
Because I think like
Dan Andrews got CCTV footage. Oi guys, check this out. I said they'd lose that shit. I said
CFMEU, check this out.
like Jay, my stepdad, your uncle. He would have like definitely been inside that union. Like he's like a pen pusher. He's not on the tools. He's inside.
You'd have been so mad too.
And that's what I was imagining. Jay inside there, and imagine being like a 12-year-old kid at home and watching this on the news and seeing this, and you're like it really was like a terrorist siege.
it was a full blown siege.
What would have happened if it was about to be? What happened if they got inside? Imagine if they went inside. Would it have been peaceful?
But
They would have pulled every single panel.
They were breaking. They were like piffing bottles.
It would have been savage.
I did a little bit of digging into it, and so that was at like 4 p.m, right? Where it was getting real fucking crazy. They were there at 9 a.m, right? The protest, and obviously it got bigger and crazier throughout the day. But they were told Setka would be... Is that Setka?
Yeah.
They were told he was going to be out there in an hour to speak to them at like 10 a.m. or 11 a.m.
Didn't come out.
Didn't come out, and then they like obviously it gets more rowdy, and then they're now standing around waiting for this guy for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours. Someone will come out every now and then and go, blah blah. He's gonna come out, blah blah, and he just doesn't come out. Then he comes out at about like 3 p.m, and you've seen the videos of him talking to them, and he's like, I've never even met Dan Andrews, and there's like fucking photos of him shaking his hand. He's
That's
like,
not me.
He's like, Dan's my man. They're like, you suck his cock, and he's like, fuck off. And then he just goes inside. He goes, you want us to shut it down? You want us to shut it down? And then they're like, shut it down, shut it down.
They're like, come down, we'll walk down to the parliament together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he goes inside and then
That comes on 3AW talking about how.
and then he so before he came out to speak, he was on 3AW talking to them, and they're like, "What the fuck, dude?" So, do you know what I mean? You get somewhere at 9 a.m, you're fucking pissed off about something.
Yeah.
You're made to wait till 3, 4 p.m. before they fucking come out and speak to you, and then they give you some bullshit politically correct. Well, not really.
What about the alcohol they had in the meantime? Few beers
exactly.
watching
They're drinking. They're getting fucking rowdier. The numbers are getting
boys
more
will
and
be
more.
boys. we get pissed off. We create an affray.
Like it's like the dog's been backed into the corner, and then you've just like fucking fed the dog growth hormones for the next 6 hours, and then just surprised when the dog bit you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Except
they went in.
Except humans aren't dogs.
No.
And you know what? John Setka definitely had that coming his way. And
fucking dog.
He came out and said he was going to back them a couple of weeks earlier, right?
Yeah. And we know our beloved tradies of Melbourne. They're not the most diplomatic bunch.
No.
So instead of a hard word coming to you, it's usually going to be a hard bottle, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so, Setka should have seen that coming.
That's why they hadn't wanted to touch the tradies for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like
Because tradies are staunch.
All the people are going, they should be happy. They fucking been able to work for the past 2 years. Blah. Okay, well, for one, imagine if they weren't. Like the world, how it slows down. Imagine
the economy.
So sorry to stereotype, but imagine the domestic violence that goes up. Imagine the.
What are you trying to say?
Imagine the alcoholism. If tradies are not working, the world gets much worse.
They got to be doing something.
All tradies became tradies because they needed to do something with their fucking hands.
Samad, we can't get cancelled. Matt, hold my beer. Yeah, straight up. So. That was always bound to happen, and I think it goes without saying that you obviously take a shit on your cause. I reckon. I don't think, you know what, and a lot of people are
a violent protest.
Yeah, and I reckon a lot of people are gonna hate me for this, and a lot of my mates were loving that protest. But where at the end of the day, where did any of it get? Yeah, was it there? Were you there every day? Did it change
every day? Every day.
Do you know what I mean? And I think the most that people can say they took away from that protest was either a rubber bullet to the face or a really sick time on the Westgate Bridge, because those videos looked awesome.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying. For one, the rubber bullet thing, like the tactics they deployed were pretty crazy. They delayed. First, they didn't allow cameras and drones in the air, and then they said, no, actually you can, but you have to delay them by half an hour.
This was after the original protest.
This was like second or third day, so the protesters couldn't tell where they were. But the tanks, the fucking special forces or whoever came out.
Did you say there was tanks?
Not tanks, but the
soggy vehicles.
The special
SOGs,
the special fucking vehicles. Imagine that. And they were fucking tackling everyone inside, like not everyone. And
we know a few people.
Carl Mitchell.
His name was Carl Mitchell.
But the rubber bullets without warning, like etc.
Has anyone actually seen a rubber bullet? I'm sorry.
They're thick as.
Giant.
Yeah.
They're massive.
Did you see them?
No, I actually didn't see them. Oh,
they're an actual bullet.
I think I've seen the American ones.
They're a big bullet with a rubber coating on top.
For real?
Yeah, so they break your goddamn ribs. They increase, so the rubber and the increased surface area make sure that it doesn't penetrate, but it breaks. Yeah, it can break your shit real quick.
I don't think, and me and you had a little bit of a discussion about this during the week. I don't think you can back up the tactics used by the police, and the police would have absolutely been given orders from the top dog cops, who would have been given orders from Dan Andrews. Do not fucking let this. This cannot happen. Blah blah blah. And the thing is, like, we talk about rights and fucking everything, and
what about left?
And then we make jokes and shit about like, oh, we're fucking worried about our freedoms, are we? When there's all this sort of stuff going on in the world, but you take away the right to protest and go against something. you really do take away a lot.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean? If you're giving the government complete and utter control, and you're not allowed to go against anything, that's taking a lot of rights and freedom away from you. Do you know what I mean?
We agree.
Yeah. This stands. But the only leg that the government have is obviously the siege.
Yes.
Yeah. So like they.
And the pandemic.
Yeah. Well, the pandemic, yeah, but like, there's no way they could have started putting rubber bullets out and blah blah blah. If it wasn't for the siege.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm not saying that it wasn't a peaceful protest, but you often see a lot of people come, like, I personally know people who are like going up to the cops' face and saying, "You fucking dogs, you fucking," and that always says to me that a level of escalation can happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So a peaceful protest isn't people saying, "Shame, shame, fucking dogs, shame."
For sure.
If you go to see the teachers or the healthcare workers or all these other people who are protesting, they protest without
Different.
And so it's sort of like backing the dog into the corner sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. If I run up and kick a cop to the face, and then I start playing victim, what, like when they like tase me or something,
Yeah.
I feel like it's a little bit of that case. No one should have the right to protest taken away from them, because you look at the other day, it wasn't really a protest, but the Melbourne football team fans.
See, I haven't seen any videos of that, but I've seen people
Oh,
talk
it
about
was
it.
sick. It was
The
sick.
Melbourne footy team, after they won the grand final, apparently they were in Fed Square or something.
Yeah, I think so. They were just storming down.
I've seen people talk about it, but I haven't
massive
seen
one.
many videos.
Didn't get much media coverage.
Yeah, it didn't.
I didn't hear anything about that.
I haven't. I've seen people like complain about it, but I haven't seen anything of it.
Well, you noobs haven't seen the real Ruckshan.
Was he
I
there
only just found out about him.
The real Ruckshan.
Yeah, like a week ago.
He's pretty.
at the protest?
Yeah.
People were just saying, I was like, who's that? Like, real Russian. I was like,
Are you guys done on this? Because I'd just like to
backflip.
flip it to a positive point of view.
COVID or not?
Nah. The recent UFC.
You done with COVID?
Yeah, about 12 months ago.
Is that cool?
Did you guys watch the recent UFC?
Do something.
I'm listening. He's about to say something.
Wow, he did something. Like you said.
You shut me down.
He's
down.
like, yeah.
Hey, does anyone need a drink?
It's called listening.
Respecting the fellow man.
Oh, you got a jug. I'm gonna get a beer though.
Yeah, right on.
Oh, yeah, grab me a beer then. Yeah.
Everyone wants a beer?
No.
You don't want a beer?
No, I don't want to do
Okay,
it.
now that shield's gone. Alright,
So, let's get on Jake Paul before I move on to this UFC. So,
the betrayal. Have you seen what's recently happened?
yeah.
You like that?
Yeah.
You feel like he's been betrayed? Or you feel like they had a gentleman's agreement? But
They
like
did.
It's
They
all
obviously did. They obviously did.
Yeah,
Those
but
exhibition
but that's
matches.
just typical
don't happen.
Jake. Now he's like,
Are you talking about the piece of paper out of the mouth?
Yeah, I'm
Where he's
talking
like,
about
I love you. So,
we need to explain this.
For the fans at home, if you don't know, if you've been living under a rock,
You don't watch TMZ.
You don't watch TMZ. Jake Paul just had an exhibition fight with Tyron Woodley.
Are you talking about the tattoo?
Yes.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
I
So,
thought you were going to say, why the fuck are you talking about that?
so the exhibition match was horrible, as you can imagine. Tyron Woodley should have knocked him out, didn't, and then lost.
I don't think it was horrible.
Actually, you watched it. I didn't even realise it was
I
happening.
watched
I
it.
saw it on your Snapchat. And I was like,
I
damn.
don't think it was horrible. I
Yeah.
think you're only saying it's horrible because it was Jake Paul.
Nah, I think
Like it was.
Tyron Woodley was like good with hands, like when he was champion. He was
Yeah,
champion for a while.
He
You know what I'm
was
saying?
knockout power hands.
He knocked a lot of dudes
But he
out.
was mainly a wrestler, am I right?
Yeah.
you expected it, because Tyron Woodley, the way he fights in his UFC fights is he's very reactive. So he'll back up into the cage and like throw one punch every 5 minutes,
Oh, okay.
which is exactly what he did in this boxing match.
But it's the threat, like the threat of a takedown. Do you know what I mean? Like there's lots of things he can do.
Definitely.
He,
but
he hasn't got boxing hands, but he's got hands.
he doesn't have volume, and that's
We thought he was going to win.
everyone was hoping he was going to win. I actually personally
didn't think he was
I
gonna
thought Jake Paul was going to win.
Really?
Yeah.
Jake Paul.
Did he win convincingly, Jake Paul?
I thought he did. I thought he did.
Well, I still haven't watched it.
There was one bit where like it went like it was like round 4 or 5 where it went, oh shit, Tyron is heating up now, and he started putting in some real fucking. He rocked Jake a little bit, put him through the ropes. They didn't count it as a knockdown, which I don't know anything about boxing.
Was it as convincing as Mayweather and Logan?
It was about
Yeah.
if that was a if that was a
8 convincing.
if that was a like a fucking I don't know. I'm sorry. It was
Hey.
way better.
So
I can't think of it now.
This was way better.
Yeah, okay.
So if you watch the fight, it was close enough where you would probably forgive a decision either way. I think, in my opinion.
I would have been surprised if Tyron won.
Well, yeah, I suppose, yeah.
But I am a Paul fanboy.
Yeah, my take on it is that, yeah, I don't blame them for giving it to Jake, but, you know, it could have easily gone to Tyron. My issue with Tyron is that he just does the thing he always did in MMA as well, is that he just, when he doesn't jump on someone when he gets him. Fight aside, they had an agreement that if Tyron wins, that Jake would get I love Tyron tattooed on him somewhere, and then vice versa. So
Was it supposed to really?
Yeah.
It was supposed to get it too.
It was said in the press conference. It was like
yeah,
he was. I think Woodley was saying that he's like gonna knock Jake out, and then Jake's like, if I win, you have to get a tattoo. Like blah
Yeah.
blah blah.
yeah.
He's like, if I get the tattoo, then I'll get a rematch. I think that was the deal.
But then after the
it.
fight,
yeah.
so Tyron is like sulking, he's being fucking blah blah blah, and like in the post fight interviews, Jake and Logan both gave Woodley lots of love. They were on the mic. They were like, do you know what I mean? The theater was over. They were respecting him. They were saying blah blah blah.
Usually how it goes after a fight.
The theater was done. They were giving their respect, saying like nothing but love for the dude, blah blah blah. But Woodley was like visibly upset during one of the interviews. I think like he wasn't getting interviewed yet. He walked up and like fucking started yelling at one of them, and he's like, "Logan, shut the fuck up," blah blah blah. Like
After the fight.
yeah, after the fight, they're in the ring. He's like talking shit to Logan, blah blah blah.
I did not know that.
And then he's like, fucking, I want a rematch. And Jake Paul was actually just saying in his interview, he's like, I think I'm done for a while. He's like, I need a rest. I need to fucking reset. He's been training nonstop for boxing for the past like 4 years, trained every day. He's like, I need to take some time away. I need to chill, blah, blah. And Woodley comes up, fucking, again, let's go again, fucking blah, blah, blah. And he goes, you get the fucking I love Jake Paul tattoo, we're on. Blah, 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 we're on.
Yeah.
And so Tyron Woodley posted a photo of I love Jake Paul on his finger, which I think is really smart because it'll shed after a little while. It fades away.
On the fingers.
Yeah. Any sort of.
Because you use
But
them
it was
so
here.
much.
Yeah. No, it's on the inside here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's smart.
And so then Jake's response to that was he had a piece of paper scrunched up in his mouth. Have you seen this video?
No, I haven't.
So he's like responding to Tyron, saying like acting all tough. It's like, what I really gotta say is, and pulls this piece of paper out, and it's, I love you, Tyron. And it's just like what's going?
What is that? What is
What's
that?
going on?
What is
There's
that?
just some like weird, awkward bromance shit going on here.
I think it's ultimate trolling.
It's ultimate trolling.
Yeah.
He's trolling so hard, but
He's acting like he's not rematch.
yeah.
It's like the ultimate level of disrespect. Who wants to see that fight again?
Tyron Woodley is the cringest dude.
Yeah, he's
ever.
so cringe.
He's the cringest dude.
I thought he was cool until after the fight.
He's
I
pretty
was
good at
like,
talking.
oh.
though.
You
He's
think
pretty
it
good.
was-
He's pretty good at talking.
You think he
Well,
was cool
I
when he
never
rapped?
really when he rapped.
Yeah, you think it was cool when he rapped?
He rapped
You know he rapped? He put an album out.
Oh.
recently.
It was so bad. Nah, it was like
Actually,
years
I
ago.
think I've heard it. I think I've heard a verse.
It's bad.
But yeah, no, that was no good.
Speaking of Jake Paul, I'm just gonna
Logan's my favorite.
put this out there, and this you guys are gonna hate me for this, but he's just got involved in a really big crypto project.
Here we go.
Yeah, boy. And for the 0.3 fans at home who care about crypto, there's this thing called NAFTA, which is designed to be a new social media thing, but for NFTs getting sold. And NFTs, non-fungible tokens. So pretty much you can make money off selling photos
Which I do not understand the
like
fucking
only-
NFT.
without being on OnlyFans.
Yeah, I was gonna say the OnlyFans.
Yeah, no. It's just artwork, digital art.
That you own, but I can find it on Google.
Yes.
You can buy NBA moments. And like you can buy it for like $1 million. LeBron's block on Steph Curry went for like a couple mil.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what I can do? YouTube it.
Yeah. but it gives it. It's
Shout
like
out YouTube.
it gives it like trading card status. Like for example, I remember those like little footy Tarzos back in the day. You know, they used to like the rare ones used to actually get sold for. I can just print that, photocopy that. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's different.
It's different because it's digital, so it doesn't have any like physical value. But people are treating it the same, like card games.
People are, man. They definitely are.
And Jake Paul sold one of his boxing NFTs for 10 million. It sold for 10 million.
Jake Paul boxing. NFT, 10 million.
10 million. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. So he's releasing one on this crypto called NAFTA, social media thing. And it's like meant to be the biggest thing ever, which is gonna blow up. That's crazy. That guy's just making money out of all.
Oh, he's a marketing genius. He runs his brand like McGregor. Same thing.
Speaking of McGregor, that's actually where I was trying to go to.
Fight.
Yeah, the UFC.
They should
UFC.
fight.
Did you watch the UFC? Alexander Volkanovski, Brian.
I didn't watch it. I fucking didn't watch it.
Man, did you watch it?
No.
I didn't realize it was going to be the best fight of all time. I was actually excited for the whole card.
Ortega?
Ortega. I was thinking for about 2 months, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that. The day came, didn't buy it. Didn't buy it.
So
just quietly, Nick Diaz. What the fuck was that?
Yeah,
that shouldn't happen.
That should not have happened. I could have told you when he was on pads. Nah, don't put this dude in the octagon.
But
my
who did
friend.
he fight again? I completely forgot.
Robbie Lawler.
He
did too.
got knocked down and went, nah, I'm done.
Robbie the Bulldog. Well,
The Bulldog. Yeah, he got Bulldog choked.
He went, I'm done. That's it.
Yeah, he didn't want it. He said
Is that,
he said
Ben
Askren. Yeah, so he actually said no mas. No more.
He said no mas.
No, he said no more.
because he got knocked down and he was like...
And Robbie Lawler went back and said, fucking, let's go, Nick, let's go.
I'm good.
He's like, no.
No, Signo beat them.
Oh, he looked terrible.
I felt bad for the guy.
You know, he has like 2 lazy eyes now.
You know who got paid $600K for that?
Who?
Nick Diaz.
Nick Diaz did.
Yeah.
He needed to pay that.
See, the song, Butcher, shout out Butcher, he posted a thing about Nick Diaz's song that he entered to. And the song, I can't remember, if you want to get his status up. No, don't, it doesn't matter. But,
Cancel that.
like, the song was like, this is it, say your final goodbye, this is a money grab.
Yeah.
That's what the lyrics were of the song.
No, but that's the gist of the song.
Do you know who he was meant to fight? Nick Diaz?
Who?
Your boy. Hamza.
Hamza,
He was meant to fight Hamza.
who,
That would have been more fair fight.
the other one, Makachev. Makachev's fighting Dan Hooker.
I reckon that's gonna be a contender for fight of the year, fight of all time.
All time?
It'll be sick.
I can't wait. I'll
Dan's
buy
off the
that
back
one
of a
for
couple
sure.
losses, isn't he?
He just won. And on that card, he murked, I can't remember who it was.
Some dude. Oh, he fought recently.
I
Yeah.
fucking love
Last
all
weekend.
Khabibs. Anyone that resembles Khabib.
Any
and,
sort
like,
of fellow could be.
and their style.
The beard,
oh,
and the beard, they got the
fucking
same beard, and they're trying to like beat
Just they're animals, man. They're just after you for
They're
5
animals, man.
Absolute
They're just
murderers. Did I just do a Joe
savages,
Rogan?
yeah.
Fuck yes.
That's sick.
Shout out Joe.
Animals,
No, but
yeah.
for 5 minutes, like, and this is why Khabib's my favorite fighter of all time, is like when you actually, and like people who just like want to watch MMA, which is what I was for a very long time until like this year, just to see a crazy knockout and stuff, they're never going to appreciate a Khabib. They're never going to
Stir them up.
But yeah, but when you like, and I still don't know what I'm actually watching when they're in their fucking locks and stuff, but when you're actually watching Khabib just control someone and you can see the look on the opponent's face, like, and they can't do anything because he's like got their one of their legs in a fucking leg lock and he's just punching them, like there's no rest, there's no stop.
And
That's
he's
what I love
talking
about
to
him.
them the whole time too. It's like, why don't you
He's
get up?
talking
Why don't you
shit.
get up?
And like there's nothing they can do and he's punching you or he's trying to submit you. Like there's no like
Yeah.
resting, there's no catching your breath. He's either trying to choke you out or he's trying to fucking punch you in the face. And that just hasn't been seen it like before.
No.
Has it? Like,
No.
I don't think there's ever been anyone like that.
There's been dominant wrestlers before, like GSP. Everyone knows
Yeah.
GSP. But He just never put a beat down.
No
like
killer
Khabib.
instinct like
No,
Khabib.
no. Khabib is the only one who truly smash.
Yeah, because he fucking lives
Smash,
for
smash.
it. Lives
Truly
for it.
smash. Lives for smash.
Brock Lesnar did a bit of smash.
No.
But he got smashed too.
Brock Lesnar got smash.
I love Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He's got a man bun now.
Does he?
He's got a man bun.
Doesn't strike me as the man bun kind of guy.
Caitlin, I'll send you a photo.
No, I'm not a big fan of that.
He just came back to WWE and he's got a full man bun. Looks hilarious.
That guy, man, he just goes back and forth between the two organizations. Like,
he's only gone. He went wrestling, UFC, wrestling, UFC, wrestling, UFC, wrestling.
and then tried to go back to UFC.
When?
Recently, when he was trying to campaign
He's
against.
like 45.
He tried to campaign against DC. Daniel Cormier.
Yeah.
So this is the funny.
Man,
thing.
that'll be
I
a boring fight, I reckon.
Yeah. I saw a funny thing the other day. It's a meme. It's a meme. They're like, Brock Lesnar really came in the octagon and pushed Daniel Cormier just a dip and never tried fight again at the
Yeah,
UFC.
that's right. He did push him at an event.
Yeah.
That's right.
I don't know if I recall that.
Mm.
But you know who else kind of smash?
Mm.
You smash.
John Jones. A little bit of smash.
Oh, what did he do? What did he do?
we shouldn't be laughing. He that was nice. He beat his wife.
Did he? Did he actually?
Yeah.
We shouldn't be laughing.
We shouldn't be laughing.
Are you sure?
Yeah, man.
So, but the thing was, like 2 days before that, he was doing an interview and he said, I'm gonna stir up some controversy.
Just wait.
Did you guys see that?
No,
I didn't see that.
Like 2 days beforehand, he said, I'm gonna show you a bad boy. I'm gonna fucking give you what you want. Blah blah blah. I'm paraphrasing here, I'm misquoting.
I'm gonna black out this weekend.
But no, he was saying that before he comes out as a heavyweight, you're gonna see a bad boy.
So usually I saw something. I don't know.
Just disclaimer: we were not laughing that he beat his wife. We were laughing at like the transition of all of what just happened.
And also the
We
fact
do
that
not
it's-
condone it whatsoever.
And also the fact that it's just John Jones and he's just so prone to fucking up.
His history.
His history.
It's funny because it's him.
But like usually what happens, Dana White says like, whenever I get John into Las Vegas, I try and get him out just as quick. but then this weekend he was just meant to be having a quiet time with the missus, and Dana was probably thinking, he surely can't fuck up. We'll leave him.
He can't fuck this up.
John's like, hold my beer.
What does he want? 10 million to fight Ngannou.
Yeah, 10 million.
But he's fighting someone else before he fights Ngannou. Hasn't he got a fight scheduled?
No.
Someone was trying to tell me the weekend they had a fight scheduled with some bloke.
Nah.
fucking loser.
So he's got no fight scheduled at the moment.
No fights.
I dare say he doesn't have a fight schedule.
Someone
for a long
lied to me
time.
then. So he's legit going to fight Ngannou. That would be hectic.
That'd be an amazing.
It'd be hectic.
Is it going to be the first time that he gets like disrespected?
I don't care how big he is now, but Ngannou's going to fucking tower over that man. And it's going to be a whole other level of power.
I think they're the same height.
They will be the same.
No, I'm talking mass.
Well, they're both 6'4", but John.
Although John,
6'4". Imagine fighting Ngannou. I would just not.
They're
like
both
it yet.
6'4".
John looks pretty large.
He does, but
right now.
The thing
are you
is,
forgetting
seen-
what in Francis Ngannou looks like?
Correct, but have you seen John's photo?
I saw a photo about a month ago.
John's like the best defensive fighter of all time. That's his whole game. Like defensive.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting style matchup because Ngannou's like he only needs that one hit.
You'd love to see John Jones get slept.
Yeah,
Well, like it's just never
love
happened
to.
before. Like
Put
even close.
a comparison pick up.
But
what they
imagine
look like
if
now.
John was 21.
Yeah.
Now if he loses now, he's like, he's over the hill, you know,
Yeah.
because he's like what 31, like
Yeah.
So like it's kind of.
I'll tell you what fight I actually watched recently. We might have spoken about it. I don't know, but the one of my favorite fighters is Derek Lewis for obvious reasons.
Yeah, of course.
And
Wait, hang on, he beat Ngannou.
Yeah, but that's why I'm getting to.
Yeah.
And one of everyone's favorite fighters is Ngannou, and it popped up on YouTube full fight that they had fought before, and I went, how do I not fucking know about
Say
this?
what?
Is this who gets slept, right? Who gets slept?
You're most disappointed.
And I watched the fight, and the crowd is booing for 15 whole minutes. Neither of them, Herb Dean, stopped the fight. He
Like
stopped
2-3
it.
times.
He stopped it and he said, if you don't fucking engage, I'm going to disqualify you both. Like,
Really?
they were just both so scared of each other's hands that they were just doing this
It was a stalemate.
for 5 minutes. And then every now and then someone would throw like a fucking soft little...
They have so much respect for each other's power.
Yes, they were so scared of each other's fucking power. And Derek Lewis won, like, and he was just like this.
Like, I win.
What a disappointing fight. Like,
Disappointing fight.
I can imagine the hype leading up to that fight would have been massive.
What about the other time that Ngannou's lost? The Stipe fight. That was a better fight, right?
Yeah.
I haven't watched that.
Well,
He beat Steve Aoki,
Ngannou got wrestle fucked.
Yeah.
The first time. And
Like, that's like fight IQ, right?
Yeah, well, the second time, Ngannou wrestle fucked Stipe. Well, he didn't wrestle fuck him. He just countered his takedown. Countered his takedown and just destroyed him. But speaking of disappointment, and I know you're going to laugh at me for trying.
Charlie.
Got him! The grand final.
No, fuck you.
The grand
I
final.
will argue with this about you.
Well, I thought I loved it up until the third quarter. I thought it was fire, and then in the last quarter, it was just like, fuck, it's just so disappointing. Because like it was in such a good running to be.
It was looking to
like,
be
game of all time, and then
how many people did you watch it with?
just me and Annie.
Yeah, that might be a problem. I watched it with Dad, and Kai was like in and out of the room.
Yeah.
But my problem with the game is that there was no back and forth throughout the whole game. It was Demons dominating, Bulldogs dominating, Demons dominating, Bulldogs dominating, Demons dominating.
Bulldogs were only up for one little quick portion of the game.
No, so they dominated the second quarter.
Yeah.
And dominated the first like.
That was 4 goals.
Yeah.
So the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Were dominating the second quarter.
The second quarter, yeah.
Okay.
So Melbourne.
Yeah. So end of second quarter they were up, and then Melbourne got back up.
So the Bulldogs were like dominating the third quarter as well.
Yeah.
And they were up by 20 points with 10 minutes to go in the
Melbourne
third
kicked
quarter.
like 8 goals unanswered.
And then it was like a little bit. Melbourne kicked a goal, and then it was like a minute to go, and then they kicked like 3 goals within a minute to put themselves up by like 30 points.
They just ran away with it.
And then the fourth quarter, that was one of the most incredible displays of football that I've ever seen.
By Melbourne, just smashing it.
The Bulldogs could not do a thing, and Melbourne could not do a thing.
They kicked like 3 goals in the space of like 2 minutes.
So
at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
So I was watching it with a man who had $5,000 on the game. It was fucking really.
It was straight.
What?
For who to win? Oh,
Melbourne to win. Yeah.
My dad, right?
Yeah.
Like placed many little bets.
Little ones.
I think he lost one. Like,
What was it?
No, so he picked
The multi.
He picked multiple different bets. He picked not together.
Yeah.
The multi.
It was just the fact that.
He had Melbourne to win by 40 plus, which obviously they did. He had the Norm Smith medalist. He had Bailey Fritsch to kick 4. He had Bailey Fritsch to kick 5, and he had Bailey Fritsch to kick 6.
How do you pick that?
Which is impossible.
Yeah.
Like, no one's kicked 6 in the grand final.
Yeah, I saw that.
Since 97.
Yeah.
Like, you just don't kick bags in the grand final. And Bailey Fritsch is a player who he will either kick a bag, he'll kick 4.
I think Geordie had that too.
Or he won't touch the ball. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Actually,
There was a ripper like this.
All my French Gully boys played him in the grand final.
Really?
French Gully versus Coldstream. He did the same thing.
Shout out Gully.
Kicked 7 or 8, won them the game.
3 1 5 6.
But yeah, like Dad won. I think the Bailey Fritsch stuff. He put $9 on, won like $400.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's good returns. That's sick returns. I'm gonna take it back once again to the UFC card. I have a mate who put like a 9-leg multi down on that card. And I don't know what his payout was, but he got fucking heaps.
Oh, he won?
Yeah.
He picked every fight?
Every fight.
Damn.
Just head to head?
Yeah.
Head to head.
Or head to head, yeah. No, he does
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's too hard to fuck around with extras on. Yeah.
No way. Predicting how they win.
Yeah, like method of
Guillotine choke third round.
I'm just hoping one day like I just go method of victory and it's like Conor McGregor by submission in the 5th round.
Yeah, in the 5th round.
Put down $5, buy myself a Lambo.
Pay out $7 million. I had something there. Fuck. What was it?
Get something?
The pound for pound rankings came out.
Yeah.
UFC.
Yeah.
Is John still at the top?
Yeah, he's second. Nah.
Who's
Kamaru Usman's first?
Usman.
Thank God for that.
Usman. I think Vololansky, is that what I said?
Volkanovski?
Volkanovski
Yeah.
is
I love UFC!
second or third.
Yeah. I think he's third or fourth.
Get him up. UFC pound for pound.
Khabib's out, which is pretty shameful because like he retired, but heaps of people retired and they were still left in there.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Really? Damn, GSP's still at the top.
Shout
Shout out GSP. Man, he's one of my favourite fighters. He's just so
GSP's
good.
nice,
Yeah,
though.
just people always say like,
Just not a killer though, is he? Too nice.
No, he's just
Far
a
too
nice guy.
he's a nice guy. You just love him.
It's just Khabib's just straight to the point, huh?
But like GSP versus Khabib, everyone wanted that fight a couple
Yeah.
years ago, but they reckon that GSP had it in him to win.
Khabib would destroy GSP. Just put it out.
Too much a killer.
Well, we never know. We'll never know.
It's a great what if, isn't it?
Yeah, but like he would have been there. Like GSP was a great wrestler, and he was like trained by Gordon Ryan and.
He was a
John
great
Danaher.
wrestler, but not Khabib wrestler.
Yeah, but Gordon Ryan is like a very good like submission wrestler, wrestler for submission grappling. Whereas like in Dagestan, it's like combat sambo and wrestling, which is like all tuned for
Yeah,
MMA.
but one of Khabib's earlier fights, he didn't take this guy down. This guy actually like nearly beat him. Like it was like a split decision. I can't remember.
I know
the
who you're
exact fight,
talking
but
about.
it was this big dude.
Oh,
Weird
not
name.
No, it's.
But like
starts with
Khabib only
G.
like just won. It was like borderline.
Well, no, he didn't nearly beat him. He just didn't.
He couldn't take him down.
He just.
He won on split decision.
He won a split decision, but like it was still, I don't know, like it shouldn't have been. It was sort of more.
But
dominant.
GSP back in the day, like he was a great wrestler.
Jamie, can we pull that up?
My favourite
Khabib versus his name starts with G.
My favourite Khabib interview of all time is where he speaks about it's McGregor, Nate Diaz, and fuck, who else is it? Someone else in that division?
Rafa dos Anjos?
Oh, I can't remember.
Anyway, we got
But he's speaking about him, and he's like, "Hey, I was fucking talking," and he's like, "Bring them all. I smashed him in one night.
Same night, yeah.
If UFC allow, I smashed them all one night."
Give me 15 minutes, I fight again.
big smash.
It was Gleason to Bow.
Yeah,
Yeah?
you don't fuck with that guy. He was a
Nah, he was, yeah.
But like Gleason was like had old man strength, and Khabib was like just it's one of his first fights in the UFC. It was
And
it was
Gleason-
his first fight in the UFC.
And Gleason's this really unathletic, like rigid dude, which gives me hope for myself.
He was a monster. He was a monster, dude.
Yeah, he's ripped, but he's not like very like mobile.
Mobile.
You know what I mean? Like,
Fucking
no Israel Adesanya. Which brings me to, do you know Israel Adesanya is moving to America?
Where does he live now?
New Zealand? From City Kickboxing? Is it Kiwi?
Yeah, I knew he was a Kiwi. I don't think he lived there.
Yeah, he lived there. Yeah, he lives in Auckland.
I know he used to back when me and you supported him at Hex. Maybe you as well, Charlie. We had Hex
Yeah,
that time. Yeah,
Charlie.
no, Charlie.
Yeah,
There was Jordan's fight.
No, he's always lived in New Zealand, yeah. So what happened was with Dan Hooker trying to get to America, the States for the fight, that they didn't have backing from the New Zealand government because they didn't meet the criteria for how much money and views they would bring into the economy and also the size of the team, and they argued that pretty staunchly, and then Israel Adesanya came out and said that he's like, fuck all y'all, we're moving to America. If we're not gonna have backing from our government, then fuck you guys. We'll just.
I
go."
definitely thought he was
see
upset.
ya.
He also came out and texted his mate, posted a screenshot yesterday. He said, "I'm depressed."
Mm.
Can
Israel?
Yeah, he
Israel's
said,
depressed.
"I'm depressed. Can we lift when you get home?" And he was the I don't think he was saying he has depression. I think he was just saying he was having
Sad.
a really bad day.
Yeah.
But he was talking about how you should speak out,
Mm.
like, you know, what everyone says. Normalize this, normalize that. About speaking to your mates when you're not well. You know all about that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, what? I'm actually really good at
You
that.
know, you know all about being depressed.
So Sarmad was checking in on me, right? He thought,
We do that sometimes. We check in on with
he thought,
We checked
he
it out.
thought Matt's been
periodic. It's like, it's Sunday.
Matt's been pretty flat. I might check in on him.
Yeah.
And what did you say? We can't remember what you said.
Why are you being so negative?
Yeah. No, you're such a negative cunt.
Yeah, why
you bring.
That's what you say to someone when you check in.
He goes, I'm like, wow, I feel attacked right now, blah blah. It's like a 30-minute chat, and he's like, you just make everything negative. He's like, I'm just checking in on you. I was like, is that what you're doing?
Is that what you call it?
I said, why are you being a negative cunt? Why are you making things negative? Is everything alright? He's like, what do you mean is everything alright? I'm like, is everything okay with you? Like,
have you got a fucking problem?
What's your fucking problem? He's like, what are you doing right now? I'm like, I'm just seeing if you're okay.
I'm just checking in.
I'm seeing if you're
Just checking in with his hands.
It's like, this is not how you check in.
You fucking dog.
So we do it in Persia.
But we should be inspirational for a minute.
Yeah.
Has anyone got any particularly men's health messages?
What's men's health?
About
I reckon
anything productive.
I got a little
You
something.
like
to say.
being inspirational.
I got a little something to say. I got
something to say.
These lockdowns have made me feel sort of like good in not doing much and being a little bit lazy. And
I feel that.
you know what I'm talking about? And
Got that comfort zone,
got the comfort zone. And the last time I let myself go like this was the last long lockdown. Well, I haven't actually let myself go very much, but the last time I let myself go was during the last lockdown. And like the feelings of indulgence started like kicking back in, and I started to he says as he stares into I have a beer.
Stares down the bottle.
He's got a water. I'm like, oh yeah.
And it's
No, I'm doing great.
and usually I'll fight myself. Like I got this sort of mindset where I'm like, there's this dog mentality where I'm just like, you're gonna indulge. You're gonna let yourself indulge. You're gonna be an average person. You're gonna be just another nobody. So
Just a has been.
just a has been. You know, just
Never was.
never
It never was.
which is worse. You know. And I always tell myself I have a battle with myself. I'm like, nah, that ain't it. So like I'll keep myself real strict. You know, train. If I miss a day, I'll punish myself for not training the next day. And this lockdown, I went to go down that path, and I just chose a little bit more of like a healthier thinking where, you know, I just thought, live your life a little, take this opportunity, live your life a little. And the message I'm trying to put out is that, yes, you should get after it, but also, this isn't something that's going to happen all your life, I hope.
Where's the wood?
Touch the wood. Quick, someone quick. Take the opportunity to rest.
Yes.
You know, check in on your loved ones. Do the stuff that you put off for ages, and keep some level of accountability, because when this does end, which will hopefully be soon, I hope. Get back on the grind. Get back on the grind.
I agree with that. I can be pretty mean to myself upstairs, as we all can. But I can be pretty rough on myself when I've let myself down, or even when I haven't let myself down, but I think I haven't done enough.
When you're feeling good, you're like, I'll bring myself down a little bit.
Yeah, but like do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just mean to yourself for no reason at all, right? Like just thinking bad, like, fuck, I haven't done enough, fucking.
Guilty.
I suck at work. I haven't been training, and etc.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Heaps of self-doubt. Yeah. But you do need to take a step back and go, fuck. We are going through like a once in a generation thing, and even when you're not going through a lockdown, like
Don't be so hard on yourself.
Life's pretty fucking hard, right? Life's pretty tough.
Yeah.
Not for this dude without any mental health.
That dog mentality, baby.
But
Just a killer, man.
Just a murderer, man.
me trying to spread a nice fucking message.
Animal.
You wonder why I fucking bring the negativity to the room. When I try and bring the positivity, I get
He just
fucked on.
murders it when he does.
But
Assassin.
what I'm trying to say is that everyone that seems that they're killing it and have no self-doubt and dog mentality like our friend over here.
No, I got self-doubt.
Everyone has low moments. Everyone, especially now, is not everyone is struggling, but everyone has moments where they're of weakness, right? And as men, we need to spread that message. I hate doing this shit because it is cliche, but it is true. And we have power.
You have an obligation.
We have an obligation to our fans.
We have
to
millions of
spread
viewers.
because
Very bad.
it is. And Kitty dived into a little bit last week, like where like this shit is normal and this shit does affect all of us, like regardless of lockdown or not. Like the comments we say to each other, negative ones. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we just need to look out for each other and be fucking a team. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Like it's
What
pretty
about
crazy.
just talking to someone and just reaching out, like if you're not okay, just putting your hand up and saying, like, I'm not okay, and like talking to a loved one, whether it's your dad or a brother,
Yeah.
or even just seeing professional, because they're probably going to be, and like if that doesn't work out, maybe getting a second opinion, another professional.
100%.
Just putting your hand up.
But what a lot of people will do is when they're in that negative mindset and they're just like watching Netflix or something, they might get a call like
And just not answer.
Charlie's calling me.
Oh, we've all
blah,
been
blah.
guilty of that, right?
Yeah, we've all been guilty of it, but my advice is answer the fucking call.
Yeah.
Answer the call.
You know what? There's always a lot of messages that are out there, like call a friend, check in on your mate.
Are we starting a new one?
Yeah, you seldom ever hear answer the call.
Answer the call.
Accept the
Send the message.
Yeah.
Reply to the message.
It's probably a little bit uncomfortable when you can't be fucked, dealing with the world, but get back to your mate. Get back to your mate.
Because I'll do it. I'll be like fucking feeling shit. I'm like, I'm gonna fucking be a piece of shit, play PlayStation. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
I'll get a call.
Sometimes the call does ring a little bit too long.
I get a call when you go,
I'm not going to answer that.
90% of the time you go, fuck, nah, I can't be fucked. My advice is answer that fucking call.
Mm.
If it's 2 minutes, if it's 5 minutes, if you tell them that you're feeling like shit, you're not feeling great,
Maybe it'll be quicker than usual.
good. Even if you don't, like, tell them, like, you're not comfortable with opening up to that person or whatever. But just that fucking 2-minute human interaction, especially in lockdown.
Even just talking about it,
100%
verbalizing
makes
it will help.
Fuck
It's
yeah.
What we've been doing the last couple of weeks.
Fuck
Just
yeah.
calling each other. Like
All the
video
time.
talk. A bit like we're on another level, but it's like we've gotten closer.
Levels to this game.
Six FaceTimes a day.
Yeah, well, like there's just levels to that. Like we haven't always been that close, though, but like it helps when you have a relationship with someone, like on a personal level.
And we're just gonna bring this back. I'm just gonna steal this for a second. I'm just hijacking this for my own personal gain. So
Free plug.
free plug. Yep. I just want to give a shout out to.
My hoodies are the comfiest thing in the world. They make you
Get
feel
yours
better.
now. Well,
Is that you?
No, this isn't me.
Prince.
This isn't me. Shout out to Phil Donato, one of my biggest fans. You guys might be wondering who that is,
Who
but
is Phil Donato?
he is one of my biggest fans, and he's just sent me a photo with my new merch, which we're gonna plug right here. And he's one of the keenest fans because he hits up all my fights. Who wants to come to? Wants the merch. So shout out to him. Shout out for the support. Big love.
Oh, this is this has nothing to do with the mental health thing. We just
No,
It's
that's
for 180. That wasn't important.
No, it wasn't important.
This is.
You had your segment.
Yeah. You had your little. You had a moment.
Oh my god! Hey, shout out Phil. We fucking love you, man.
We fucking love you,
Shout out Kickstart Creative.
Yes.
Shout out our fucking director, producer, editor,
Mother
mother,
of this.
Lord and Saviour.
Shout out John
Riddles.
Setka.
Shout out John Setka.
Shout out to the people doing it tough right now.
Shout out to the people doing it tough. Shout out to our subscribers.
Yes.
Shout out to the people that have liked this video.
Look at that video. They probably can't see me. I have to look here.
Yeah, you look over there.
Yeah.
Shout out to us.
Shout out to us.
Because you know what, everyone? It's not easy to put yourself out there and just go, you know what, we're going to make a fucking podcast. We're going to be important. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I'm not sure, like, you guys, how you guys feel about doing this stuff, but I'm pretty comfortable just putting myself out there. But that took a lot of work. That took a lot of uncomfortable personal training posts, a lot of uncomfortable putting myself out there. Would have been for you as well, a lot of putting yourself out there as a fighter, putting yourself into an uncomfortable position of judgment in the sort of public eye. And obviously we're not big yet, but shout out to us for putting ourselves out there. And we encourage you, fucking put yourself out there if you want to make a podcast, because if anything this has done, it's brought us closer.
Yeah.
Probably me and you've fought a bit more, but
Me and Charlie were
Me
good.
and Charlie on closer.
Yeah.
But no. What I'm trying to say is put yourself out there and just fucking go do your thing.
Two inspirational messages
Two.
in one podcast.
In 5 minutes.
You guys are getting spoiled. You better hit that
But-
like. You better
but-
hit that like and subscribe.
Shout out us because I'm having fun. I don't know about you boys, but
Yeah.
I'm having fun doing this.
Yeah.
So we've got a guest next week. Probably our biggest guest yet.
Arguably.
Yeah, arguably.
Arguably up there. So we'll give you some clues during the week. We might just tell you who it is.
Joe Rogan.
But stay tuned for that one. We'll be back on the guest and yeah, I think this one will be right up my alley.
Yeah.
This will be.
This is it.
This is your bread and butter.
This is my bread and butter.
That's
So I better fucking come back.
Yeah.
I was going to embarrass myself. But yeah, thank you to everyone. As always.
Big love.
Charlie, do your little exit dance.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
What is that? What is that?
That's the one. Yeah,
Fair enough.
boy.
I was off.
Alright, we're done. Well done, boys. Good job.
Good stuff.
We said we weren't going to plug COVID, but then you plugged the shit out of it for like 25 minutes. Oh, we all did. But I don't know.
You pinning that on me? No, we had to talk about COVID tonight, I think. Or else
A little bit.
how are we going to fill an hour?